I want to talk to you about how to work with a virtual legal assistant. And so I want to first give you the fundamentals so we have a clear idea of what we're talking about. So what is a virtual legal assistant? So think of a virtual legal assistant as an extension of yourself for administrative tasks, allowing you to focus on lawyering and billable work. And that's what you have to really focus on. A remote legal assistant can handle a wide range of routine tasks, and this include managing client communication, calls, live chat, emails, etc., scheduling appointments, legal research and writing, managing contracts and accounting, among other things. And it's important to really have a clear idea to understand that if you are running a practice, you want to focus on cash inflows and cash outflows. And if you are thinking about cash inflows and cash outflows, you want to really focus on high value work. And low value work such as calls, live chat, emails should be handled by a virtual legal assistant. Low value in the sense that it's not actually adding a lot of revenue. I'm not saying that it's not important. It is important, but it's not adding a lot of revenue to the bottom line. So let me give you a few tactics here. How do you choose a virtual legal assistant? Basically, whether you are using virtual legal assistant companies or hiring individuals, you want to set up a thorough process when it comes to hiring to choose the right virtual assistant for your law firm. And let me give you a few tips so you have a clear idea what you have to do here. So basically, you want to think about, you got to vet potential virtual legal assistant thoroughly in terms of work ethic, personality and rapport, flexibility and adaptability, availability, writing and communication skills. Writing is important. Project management skills, legal research skills, technology experience, and experience in your practice area, special skills in areas like marketing, SEO, and accounting, and willingness to learn. So you gotta really vet potential virtual legal assistants thoroughly. You also want to consider how they fit your work style, because every attorney has a work style, and yours may be different from the next attorney, right? Consider how they fit your work style. Determine what the virtual legal assistant services that you need and that they offer. So consider all the non-billable work you are currently doing and determine what you need help with. In addition to routine law firm tasks like billing clients, document management, and managing client communication, do you need other virtual legal assistant services? For example, do you require your virtual assistant to help with accounting and marketing? That's an important element to think about. And you got to also set expectations, right? Expectations in terms of having clear and regular communication, how you will communicate, your law firm's processes and workflows, and your management style. Let me give you a few pro tips here. And I really want to go a little granular in terms of working with the virtual legal assistants. And it's important to understand that when you actually are thinking about working with a virtual legal assistant, you get to know your virtual legal assistant. I mean, of course, that person, he or she is virtual, but this is a real person, right? So you have to really create a rapport with that individual at a very personal level, but also professional level. Personal level in terms of understanding how he or she rolls, to speak bluntly, how she works, how he works, how you work. And in between, you got to find the right equation, the right strategy, the right mutually beneficial rapport, mutually beneficial relationship. Get to know your legal assistant to facilitate a more successful working relationship. This way, you will understand them better on a personal and professional level. It will also help you build two-way trust. That's what I was talking about, the mutually beneficial relationship. And you can get him or her invested in your law firm's success, because see, the whole thing is that person, that professional is a virtual legal assistant, but he or she got to be interested and invested in your law firm's success, because otherwise, if the cash inflows are not positive, you wouldn't have enough money to actually take care of the cash outflows. And virtual team building games like online escape rooms or even simple icebreaker games done over video conferences can be lots of fun. And you got to invest in that. So the first thing is you get to know your virtual legal assistant. Number two, you want to be prepared to project manage. Although virtual legal assistants should significantly free up your time, you should still prepare to spend time working with him or her and managing projects. Another option is to delegate the tasks of project management. So if you do delegate project management, you got to still spend time introducing your virtual assistant to your law firm, its processes, workflows, and technology stack. So your current tech stack. Next, you want to set clear expectations. It's all about expectations. If you're working with somebody virtually, that person has to know how you roll, how you actually operate, right? So be sure to communicate clearly and regularly with your virtual assistant. Also, you want to discuss how you will communicate and on what platforms. Are you going to communicate via text message, on emails? Are you going to communicate on the company's on your law firm's internal messaging system? So be very clear. You want to let the virtual assistant know what reports you expect to receive and how often and by when. Make it clear. You got to make it clear. Everything has to be granular. So granularity is the name of the game, really. Make it clear what your virtual assistant's priorities are. For example, do you require a weekly report on your remote legal assistance tasks? Are you using a project management platform for visibility into his or her task list? So it's very important to have a granularity on that front. So when we talk about setting clear expectations, another area where you have to be clear is when it comes to instructions. You want to give clear instructions. So walking to a colleague's desk to ask a question isn't quite possible in a virtual law firm environment. However, that doesn't mean that your virtual assistant should be guessing how you want him or her to complete each task, right? By giving him or her clear instructions for each task, whether emailing clients according to your law firm's messaging guide or collecting payments from clients, the higher the likelihood of your virtual assistant completing the task successfully, the better for you. So that's an important element, that you are able to set those clear expectations. You're able to have those clear instructions right off the bat. Don't do it like in between, like when you already started the relationship. No, you got to start at the very beginning, so everybody is on the same page. He or she knows, and you know also what kind of stuff you should be getting, and that's important. And by actually having the depth and breadth of instructions, and you are instilling an extra layer of efficiency in your law firm, and that's going to translate into profitability. That's going to translate into a value-adding function. That's going to translate in cash flow, because you are able to free up yourself from low-value tasks and focusing on high-value tasks. Next, you want to be consistent. Consistency is really critical here. So consistency goes hand in hand with running an organized law firm. And again, what I'm telling you here, it doesn't matter the size of your law firm, whether you have a small law firm or a large law firm or anything in between, or even if you are a solo, you can still use a virtual legal assistant. It's all about the volume of business that you have, right? Because you can be a solo and still use 1, 2, 3, or 4 virtual assistants. It depends on the success of your firm in the marketplace. The thing is that since your virtual assistant is not an in-house employee, he or she will not have full visibility into what goes on at your law firm every single day. So sticking to consistent schedules, timelines, and deadlines will help your virtual legal assistant work successfully. Let me give you an example. For instance, if you normally only do legal client consultations in the morning, let your virtual assistant know. If you have given your virtual assistant a deadline for a legal research task, try to stick to it as much as possible, right? That's where the consistency really plays an important role. Another tip I want to give you here is to use software to collaborate and communicate. I mean, you have a lot of software nowadays. You have Clio, for instance. Okay, and so legal software can actually help you and your law firm manage tasks and collaborate more effectively. And your virtual assistant will benefit from being able to create standardized task lists and automatically set task deadlines based on case start date and or even previous tasks. So that repetitiveness is cool. And however, be mindful of permissions within each software though. You want to limit certain permissions for your virtual assistant due to security and regulatory reasons, and you may need to keep information confidential for cases your assistant is not working on, right? That's the firewall that you gotta really establish. And so these considerations are especially important if you are used to previously handling all tasks on your own, right? It's all about establishing that trust. So when we talk about what are the top providers, because to work with a virtual legal assistant, you got to have a clear idea about what the virtual legal assistant services are. So the first one is called Equivity. So Equivity is kind of cool. We love Equivity a lot because they are very positive. So from virtual administrative tasks, marketing, paralegal, and bookkeeping professionals, Equivity can support your law practice with a single dedicated specialist or an entire outsourced team. They can also provide an entire legal support team for your firm. So Equivity features a flexible plans and offer on-demand support. That's just fantastic. And you also have Hire and Esquire. So with on-demand freelance legal staff, Hire and Esquire hires qualified candidates who undergo rigorous screening and vetting. So this process ensures that you will only match with highly qualified staff. You can also tailor talent to your needs with guided tools and built-in matching algorithms to find over 12,000 qualified members of Esquire legal support. That's really good. And you have also Back Office Baddies. That's another wonderful virtual legal assistant firm. By the way, we will cover this on another show more in depth. I just want to give you a quick ins and out here. So Back Office Baddies, for instance, creates legal specialized virtual staffing solutions that attorneys such as you can trust. And so their virtual legal assistants have experience working in law firms spanning all fields of law, and many are even certified paralegals. Back Office Baddies assistants can lighten your workload by taking over everything from email and CRM management, CRM, client relationship management, to let's say client communication and billing, to legal research and document preparation. So you can see that their services run the whole gamut, and that's really fantastic. Next, I want to share with you also basically a Law Factor. So this is important. So you have Law Factor, and Law Factor provides virtual paralegal and virtual assistance for lawyers. It's an important element to think about. And their network can assist with e-filing, case management, organization, public liaison. You also have a calendaring. You have drafting correspondence. You have vendor management. You have a lot more. Okay, and law firms can choose from a flex retainer, subscription retainer, or a one-time fee depending on their virtual legal assistant needs. So what we love about Law Factor here is that they are really flexible. They'll help you out. They'll work with you to make sure that you get whatever you have. So that's really fantastic. So we love that. We love that a lot. And you also have LegalSoft, and LegalSoft deploys a group of experts to assist firms, all kinds of firms. By the way, we're talking about small firms, large firms, mid-sized firms, solos, a fraction of the cost for local staffing, with their expertise ranging from personal injury to employment, immigration, workers' comp, and many other practice areas. So that's really cool. And so LegalSoft also is really great because they offer firms virtual legal assistants, paralegals, attorneys, demand writers, case managers, intake assistants, and more. So when you think about when you have a large constellation of a profession like that, that's really fantastic. Not only in terms of buttressing your firm's success benchmarks, but also the ability for you to scale. Right? If you're a small business, if you're a small law firm right now, chances are with the right virtual assistants, with competent virtual assistants, you are able to scale. You are able to actually grow faster. You are able to unlock value within your firm. You are able to actually empower your attorneys to actually focus on high profit, high margin, high revenue generating activities, and actually outsource those low revenue activities to third parties. And that's the kind of strategy that you want to have if you want to scale over time. Let me give you our closing remarks here. So when we talk about how to work with a virtual legal assistant, it's important to understand that everything revolves around efficiency, everything revolves around consistency, everything revolves around profitability, or the way we call it. It's all about operational efficiency. In other words, are you making money in the end? Is the ROI positive? Is the return on investment positive? Okay, so if you run a law firm, you probably rarely feel like there is enough time to complete all the tasks on your to-do list. So from responding to prospective and existing clients promptly, to client intake, document management, billing, and accounting, virtual legal assistants can help you run your firm more effectively and efficiently by providing administrative assistance. And I want to insist on the fact that it's not a matter of law firm size, because a lot of time we hear our viewers and our clients tell us, hey, my firm is small. I don't want to actually have a virtual legal assistant right now. It's not about the firm size. It's about the revenue. It's about the operational metrics that your firm is having. You can be a solo and actually generate $10 million in revenue every year. And you can be a large enterprise, a larger law firm generating 1 million. So it's not about the size, it's about the revenue. Okay. So but one thing for sure, when hiring a virtual legal assistant for your firm, vet potential candidates and companies thoroughly. Also think about how they fit with your law firm, right? So there has to be some kind of synchronicity at a very high level, operationally, but also personally. Make sure you communicate clearly with your virtual legal assistant, so you can set expectations from the start with clear instructions, consistency, and the right software. Virtual legal assistants can help you focus on doing more billable work. Ultimately, this enables you to become a more profitable law firm, so consider using virtual legal assistant services such as hiring an Esquire and back office baddies, where you can really rely on hiring qualified, vetted, and experienced candidates for your firm. And also one thing before I close to this conversation, remember too that using cloud-based legal practice management technology can help you seamlessly work with virtual legal assistants anywhere and anytime, so you are able to know exactly what's working and what's not working, and you are able to learn you are able to see trends in your operations and see where you need to actually to streamline initiatives. So here's a recap here. In today's conversation, I explained to you how to work with a virtual legal assistant. I give you the fundamentals, the tactics, the pro tips, the top providers, and the closing remarks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.